Stuffed peppers, one of my favorite dishes to eat. Chef Tom here from President's Choice. Hope you're all doing well. And today I'm going to show you how to make this recipe. So let me show you the ingredients we're using today. So we have 5 bell peppers. These are multicolored, but if you have one color or green peppers, that's totally fine also. I have 1.5 pounds of mix of veal and ground beef. I've got 2 medium onions, finely diced. I've got 4 cloves of garlic minced, a cup of rice, 28 fluid ounces of crushed tomatoes. I've got a tablespoon of mint and thyme mixed together, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 bay leaf, a cup of Parmesan cheese, a cup of mozzarella cheese, salt, pepper, and of course, some good olive oil. So the first thing we want to do is we want to season and put a little bit of olive oil on our peppers. So that's what we've done here. I've added some salt, pepper, and some olive oil. So I've coated them nicely. And now I'm going to put them in the oven for about 12 minutes at a 400-degree oven. So now it's time to start our filling. So what I've done, I've got my pan on here and I've got it on high heat. And what I want to do is just add about a tablespoon of olive oil and let that get nice and hot. So once that gets nice and hot, what we want to do is we want to put in our veal and beef mix and break that up. And in the meantime, I'm going to season this lightly with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And what we're going to do that is we're going to cook that until it gets nice and brown. So this should take about 2 to 3 minutes. And when it's brown, I'll put it in my colander, strain off any excess fat, and away we go. Okay, so our ground beef and veal is nicely browned. Now we're going to strain that. So just in here. There we go. Get all that out of there. And strain that out. Okay, so let's get the rest of the filling started. So another tablespoon of olive oil in the bottom of a hot pan here. So I'm going to add our onions and our garlic. And at this point, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and a touch of pepper. You want to season as you go, but not a lot because you want to build on flavors. So we're going to sweat these onions and garlic. When everything starts to look translucent, we know it's time to add the next ingredient. So now our onions and garlic are ready for the next ingredient. They're nice and soft. So I'm going to add in our dried oregano. Cook that out a little bit, mix that in nicely. Perfect. And then our tomatoes, put that all in there. Beautiful. Mix that in totally. I'm going to lower the heat on this and I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes and then I'm going to add my next ingredient. So our peppers have started to roast. They're beautiful. They're starting to blister. Exactly what we want. And now we're just going to flip these over. And once our filling is done, we're going to stuff them and then put them back in the oven. Okay, so we've let our tomatoes cook down. It's been about 10 minutes. Now we're going to add in the meat that we seared and browned. Put that all in there. Mix that all in together. Now at this point we want to put in our bay leaf and mix this in all together. And then we're going to leave that for another 10 minutes and then add our next ingredient. So we're going to add our rice. So that's 1 cup of our cooked rice. Mix that in all together. And then I'm going to add in our mint and thyme. And then of course we want to add in our Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to hold a little back to put on top of my peppers. Perfect. Mix that in. And then we want to finish off with some Italian parsley. Throw that in there. And we're gonna mix that around. And we're gonna give that about 1 minute so it can all come together. And then we're gonna be ready to start stuffing our peppers. Okay, so I've stuffed the rest of our peppers and I'm just gonna finish this last one up. So I wanna put a lot of stuffing in there. All that work, we wanna make sure they're heaping and looking beautiful. I think that looks good. Put that there. And now what we wanna do is take a little bit of that mozzarella cheese, not too much, just a little bit, right on top there. It's gonna be delicious. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to finish with a little bit of Parmesan. And in the oven they go for about 40 minutes. Once I get this Parmesan on there, give me a nice crust. It's gonna look beautiful. So like I said, in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. So there we have it, our beautiful stuffed peppers. They were in there for about 30 minutes. They look amazing, they're delicious. My family's gonna love them. I hope you enjoy them. Keep watching and see you soon.